Welcome everybody to CantOverYap. This is going to be a new series that I'm starting where essentially I'm just going to take any given topic that I feel like, whether it be a more generalized thing, a specific series, a specific character, and just kind of yap about it. There's going to be more effort put into this one because I'm going to be taking like clips from different games and putting it in because they're going to be relevant here, but that's not always going to be the case. Usually I'll probably just throw on some random gameplay and y'all can enjoy that. But in this video, I'm going to be discussing Gacha and really my experience with it and kind of a revelation I've come to, albeit a little bit too late. So what I want to start with is really my journey, right? So I started with Genshin Impact 3, maybe 4 years ago at this point. And I, dare I say it, enjoyed the game. I really did. I found the story kind of lackluster, especially towards the beginning. But then once Sumeru dropped, I thought Sumeru was pretty fucking good. And then Fontaine dropped, and I thought Fontaine was absolutely incredible, especially Chapter 5. I think Chapter 5 of Fontaine is genuinely amazing stuff. But when it comes to the gacha element in particular, when it came to things like the 50-50 or when it came to the pity system, I did enjoy these aspects. Like anybody else, I wanted them quicker, so I started spending money on the game. And to be completely honest, I have no idea how much money I spent on Genshin. It's definitely in the realm of a couple hundred, but keep in mind, I'm an adult, okay? I have a full-time job, and, like, you can spend your money how you want, right? We're going to get into spending a lot later in the video, but I just want to put that out there for now. Eventually, I ended up kind of dying off of Genshin because I just really did not enjoy the end game, and that's true to this day. That's why you're not seeing Spiral Abyss content on here, you're seeing me just fuck around on it. But I heard this new game, HonkaiMoneyRail, was coming out. It was going to be turn-based, and I really enjoy turn-based games. It was another gacha game, and I was genuinely a little bit scared of, like, am I going to be spending a lot of money on this game? And we're going to put a little cap on HonkaiMoneyRail for a minute, because there's another kind of in-between here, but not really. Because I started playing Honkai Impact 3rd after I started playing Star Rail, but I don't want to start on Star Rail, go to HI3, and then go back, right? So we're just going to knock out Honkai Impact 3rd real quick. And to be completely honest, I really don't know how much money I've spent on Honkai Impact 3rd. It's definitely not a lot, because quite frankly, I don't engage with the gacha. Honkai Impact 3rd, to me, is a story game, and pretty much only a story game. I just don't at all care, literally at all, about the meta or the end game. Whatever gets me through the story, that's what I'm here for. But jumping back to Honkai Star Rail, not only do I really like the story like I do for Honkai Impact 3rd, I also really, really enjoy the gameplay. I enjoy the characters. I enjoy pretty much every individual aspect you can about a game. I like the combat. I like the story. I think that Penacony was such a grand time, because when I was playing Penacony, I was just having so much fun. And really, that's how I would really describe that entire arc. But I digress. I'm not going to be talking about story too much. What I want to focus on is the actual systems in place in the gacha game. Because for those of you who don't know, which I assume is the vast majority, as much as I do love Honkai Star Rail, I have spent so much money on it, dude. I don't know exactly how much money I've spent, to be clear, but I would probably be able to buy myself a new computer with the amount of money I've spent on this video game. To put it into perspective for you guys, I have every single character on the roster up to Mighty. I do not have everybody like E6 or S5 or anything like that. The one I have the most is Kafka, because she was my original DPS, so I ended up going kind of almost full in. I didn't E6 S5, but I did E6, which, you know, costs a little bit of money. And again, you know, if you're an adult and you want to spend your money on it, I think you should be able to really spend your money on just about whatever you want. And to be completely honest, I still really enjoy Honkai Star Rail to this day, but there was a building problem, and I didn't know exactly what it was yet, and we're going to get into it soon enough. So, jumping ship a little bit over to Wuthering Waves, I started playing Wuthering Waves when it first came out, and as far as engagement with the gacha, I mean, a little bit, I think. I don't know how much I spent again, but it's not all that much, not especially in relation to Honkai Star Rail. But with Wuthering Waves, I basically view it as a better Genshin. I really enjoy the exploration. I think the exploration in Wuthering Waves is the best in any of the gacha games. I really like the team synergy in Wuthering Waves as well. And also, it's got some damn good storytelling, especially the Chongli story quest, which I absolutely loved. And then the Black Shores arc was also pretty good that I just finished a little bit ago. But as for the gacha system itself, I really haven't been all that involved because, kind of similarly to Genshin, I just don't really care about the end game right now. And I think the Wuthering Waves is going to eventually become kind of like a Honkai Impact 3rd for me, where I'm literally just there for the story and that's just about it. But now we get to kind of the reason that this video exists at all, and that's Limbus Company. So, for the unaware, Limbus Company is a gacha game created by Project Moon, set in the Project Moon universe, with games like Lobotomy Corporation and Library of Ruin, two absolutely amazing games. Go play them. The story is fucking incredible. And that's the same here in Limbus Company, at least as of Canto 3, where I've currently read up to. Limbus Company has some severe problems. The mirror dungeons, not that fun, to be completely honest. It's a good time killer. It kills like an hour at a time, and the rewards are definitely worth it, but also, like, I don't want to spend an hour at a time on this shit, man. But the thing I want to focus on with Limbus Company and what makes it relevant to this video is the gacha system in Limbus Company, and a really stupid realization that I had, and a realization that I hope that some of you guys can also have if you're in a similar situation to me. So in Limbus Company, there is no pity system, and there is no 50-50. It doesn't exist. While that may sound like a bad thing, it has its own caveats, where the chance of getting any 3 or 000, which is basically like your 5 stars in your regular gacha games, is 3%. Normally, in the other games, it's 0.6. So you have a 500% more likely chance of getting any of these like really strong units or whatever, right? But in addition to that, they also have this system called ego shards, where anytime you get a specific character on a banner, you're going to get a certain amount of this ego shard currency for that given character, which can then be used in this shop that has every single unit in the game. Save up enough of any given character, and you can get any unit you want. The reason that this is important to me is that Limbus is the most free-to-play friendly gacha game I've come across so far, with an asterisk. So when I started playing Limbus Company, I wasn't really aware of this necessarily, so I actually did spend money on the Blade Lineage banner. Part of that, though, is just because I have a Faust bias. Faust is the best character in all of Limbus Company. I'm not going to hear any slander against Faust. But I built up this entire team with the Blade Lineage people. And that's really helped me out through the game, but it also, like, very quickly set into my mind that I don't need to spend money on this game. Save for maybe the Battle Pass, because the Battle Pass in Limbus Company is also just incredibly worth it. I didn't really talk about that with the other games either. Star Rail, I've bought, I think, literally every Battle Pass. I think Wuthering Waves, I might have bought 1 or 2. The point of this video, though, is cost-sunk fallacy. And this is what I really want to talk about, because when I was playing through Limbus Company and realizing that there was no reason to spend any money, I started thinking about, like, Honkai Star Rail, for example, where I know I've spent a lot of money on it, and quite frankly, will I continue to? Certainly not as frequently, I would hope. I mean, I know that Saber is potentially coming to the game at some point, and Castorice seems like she's going to end up being a fucking must-have, which we'll talk about in a minute, but if you are somebody like me who has spent a significant amount of money on this game, you may have this feeling of, well, I need to get my money's worth, so I need to keep playing the game, and by continuing to play the game, you're going to be more likely to spend money on it. Regardless of if you think that's true or not, you are literally more likely just by the act of you playing the game in the first place. That's just a fact. You're not going to be able to dispute that. You have more of a chance of spending money on the game if you're playing the game than if you're not. Am I telling you to quit the game? No. That's stupid. But this whole idea of you feeling the need to play the game to get the money that you've put into it is a really bad mindset to have, and it's a mindset that I had for a while, especially on Genshin around the time that I was, like, kind of veering off of the game. It took me a while to just stop playing Genshin. And truth be told, I don't want to stop playing Honkai Star Rail, because unlike Genshin, Honkai Star Rail is a good game. I really enjoy the gameplay of Honkai Star Rail, but it's starting to take a bit of a nosedive, especially if what happens with Castorice ends up being true. So I'm going to be getting into leaks a little bit. If you don't want any leaks, then just click off of the video now, because we're going to be talking about leaks. So when Castorice comes out, supposedly, allegedly, she's going to have this passive in the game, where as long as she's on your account, she can revive your people if they die in a fight. She literally does not even need to be on your team. This is true also in the endgame game modes, so MOC, Pure Fiction, and Apocalyptic Shadow. But can't overdo it. Isn't that a good thing? I mean, like, yeah, it makes life easier if you have her. And honestly, I don't think that the idea itself is inherently bad. What is bad is the standard that it creates. What is bad is the idea that they're going to be able to take this, see if people are happy with it, which, to be completely honest with you, I think most people will be. They're going to see that people are happy about this and be like, oh, we can make more of these. Oh, what if whenever you have this character on your account, everybody gets an attack percent boost? Oh, if you have this character on your account, everybody's just going to be faster in battle and they're going to get more turns. The problem is that they're going to make these characters must-haves for your account, because the end game is going to be structured around the idea that you're going to have these characters, which not everybody's going to have. And it's because of that problem that I have genuinely considered just taking my hands off of Star Rail a little bit. To be honest with you guys, I've been playing this game daily for a long-ass time, but in these past a month and a half, maybe 2 months, I've started to kind of back away from Star Rail, not because I dislike the game at all, but because of this whole idea of this cost-sunk fallacy in conjunction with this brand new news coming out about Castorice, allegedly. Overall, I still enjoy gacha games, and I'm going to continue to play gacha games because I enjoy them. Limbus Company is a fucking phenomenal game. I absolutely love the story, and I find the combat really fun and intuitive. Honkai Star Rail has an amazing story. I really like the gameplay. I'm going to probably continue to play it, and as much as I hate to say it, I'm probably still going to spend some money on the game. I hope not as much as I have previously. I'm not going to get into how much. I don't even know, man. But it's a lot, okay? But yeah, that's really all I wanted to talk about in this video. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, you know, leave a comment, like, subscribe, all the YouTube bullshit. And, you know, prepare for more CantOverYap, because I'm certainly going to have more things to yap about. So, that's about all. So as always, take care, y'all.